Hello everyone, welcome. I am OfficialRPJimmy, and it is 13 streams of Halloween, and today it is stream number 10, and it is the podcast stream. Did you know, here on Now That's What I Call Podcasting, that we do all the Christmas albums, we've done country, we've done whatever it's now that's what I call a modern songbook is. But out of all that, there's only been one Halloween album, which is very surprising to me. And today, we're going to cover that particular album. And my guest for today is Kate. How are you doing, Kate?
I'm good, Jimmy. How are you?
All right. So, how are you feeling about now? That's what I call music having a Halloween album.
I think it's pretty cool. It's nice to see them branch out. Well, I mean, I used to listen to all the Now CDs when I was a bit younger. We're talking maybe decades ago, maybe not. Um, but yeah, it's really cool to see them do some other kind of stuff. As far as the songs they pick, I'm kind of on the fence.
And I think if I were to say anything, the now that's what I call podcasting series has been all about that. Meaning, there's a lot of things I question from the creators of now that's what I call music. Their decisions on album choices, their decisions on what songs make certain albums. I think all of that I particularly have like, let's put it this way. I would love to speak with someone from, and I mean, now that's what I call music has gone on for so long that I'm sure there's not just one group of people. It's probably gone through a couple of iterations. But I'd love to hear from someone who was in charge of deciding what tracks made what album and why. Now, I do think that part of it, and I've discussed this before, I do think part of it, and I don't have any proof of this, I think part of it is based on label and maybe making negotiations with certain music labels. Because there's one, I'm going to spoil things right here on what I think one of the biggest Halloween songs that isn't even on this list is Michael Jackson Thriller.
Well, right?
But I look back at the Now That's What I Call Music series, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Michael Jackson has one contribution on the Now Music series. And keep in mind, I did a Now That's What I Call Music 80s Deluxe. And what the deluxe was there were 80 tracks of the 80s. I don't think Michael Jackson was on that once. So, I've always been curious about that. And now when it comes to Halloween, I'm like, what does this group have in mind for Halloween?
Yeah.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to yeah, what were your thoughts? What were your initial thoughts on, without giving too much away, looking at the list?
I was. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of disappointed. There was one song in particular that I'm super stoked about. And to touch on your Michael Jackson statement, he actually is on this album, but I won't tell you where until we get there.
He is, because I don't have that
He
on
is.
my
Yeah,
list.
it's not his song. It's sung by
Oh, you're
someone
right.
else.
You're right. Yes, no, you're right. I'm sorry. You're absolutely correct. And we'll get to it, because obviously, Britney Spears is my diamond champion. She has the most contributions of any artist on the Now That's What I Call Music series. So I do keep track of who has most contributions and whatnot. And you're right. And we'll get into why later on Michael Jackson will not get a contribution point for today's album. Okay, so with that in mind, this album came out surprisingly on September 11th, 2015. And I say that because you think of the Halloween album, to me, at least I think so, would be out in October.
Yeah, there's a little. Well, I mean, maybe they released it a little early so people, the fan base, could get their hands on it. I don't know. That is kind of a weird time.
So yeah, let's get to the first track here, and folks, we are doing this live on Twitch. There are no sound alerts. There's not going to be a raid for those that might join in later on. This is a podcast format. It's always been different in the handful of ones that I've done than the other format, than the gaming format. Now, for those that are listening and might be interested in the gaming stuff that I'm doing, you can go over to Twitch, OfficialRPJimmy, because there are still 3 more 13 streams of Halloween. So let's start with this. The first song is Halloween theme, John Carpenter.
Hmm. Yeah, it seems to be a pretty a typical Halloween song. I have never seen the series, although I was flipping through one of the streaming services last night and I saw it on there and I considered for a split second watching it, but it was late and I get scared really easy. So that was a no-go for me. But yeah, that song, the Halloween theme, that's a classic, I think. Well, like in my case, a lot of people don't have to watch the movie to know where the song is from.
And that's true.
But
I myself have probably only watched like 2 Halloween things. But I mean, this is a pretty iconic song, and I definitely think
yeah,
it should be on this list for sure.
yeah, definitely, I agree.
And I mean, I don't know about you, but that's as far as my notes takes me for this one.
No, same here. No, literally, it was one sentence.
All right, then. The next song is Rob Zombie Dragula.
Okay, so Dragula, I'm stoked about. Okay, I love Rob Zombie. Give me some Rob Zombie, you'll make my day. Um, this song was released in 1998. I graduated in 2001, not knowing that it had already been, well, not knowing necessarily when it was released. But I say this because um, my girlfriends and I used to go to the mall here in the city near where we live. And they had like this basement area where they'd have like mini golf and trading card store and like, like a video arcade place. And they had a jukebox down by the pool table, and we'd get gussied up and we'd go down there into the basement and we would jam to Rob Zombie and hit on boys. When I think of Dragula or Rob Zombie, it's not necessarily Halloween that I think of, good times with the girls. But that introduced me to his movies. Uh, let's see, what the House of a Thousand Corpses came out in 2003, and then in 2005, Devil's Rejects came out. I watched both of those, and he's had numerous movies since then, and I have not watched those. But it's cool that I'm not sure if they're married, but I think it's his wife Sherry. She also is in his movies. I believe she's also in the music video for this song. So I love this song. This song will always have a special place in my heart. I never thought of Halloween when I heard it. I just thought scary, when you think of like Marilyn Manson, maybe.
Right, sure,
But
sure.
I love Rob Zombie. I like a little bit of everything. So yeah, that's what I think of when I think of Dragula, and I'm happy they put this one on the list. I'm good with that one.
So I have a lot for this one. Of course, some of my
Okay.
stuff comes from songfacts.com as well, so we're going to try to hit on everything here. So, of course, I knew this song, and I really like the song. So, and it definitely fits the theme. I'm like, all right, now, music crew, I agree with this one. The title comes from the name of Grandpa Munster's car, Dragula, on the classic TV show The Munsters, which ran from 1964 to 1966. The car was built around the coffin and made for speed. So, Dragula was also the first song Rob Zombie released as a solo artist after closing the book on his band, White Zombie. He went on to become a horror movie director as well. And I think you've talked about some of the movies. Sorry, folks, my phone might be pinging here because I'm in the middle of a storm or about to have a storm. They're giving me warnings, ladies and gentlemen, warnings right now. So now this I didn't realize, but this is apparently featured in the first Matrix movie. I think I've watched the Matrix movie once in my life, and I don't remember anything about it. Do you remember this from the Matrix movie?
Okay, so I watched The Matrix a lot, and I cannot. Now it's been a long time since I've seen it, granted, but I cannot place where in the movie this song is.
So it says it's featured in the appearing at the beginning when Neo is at a dance club. That's. I guess you'll just have to do a
Mm,
you'll have to do your 50-second rewatch.
Yeah.
of The Matrix.
Dang. Okay. I did not realize.
Let's see. So apparently it was in other films as well, including Paranormal Activity 4, which I remember being a big fan of the Paranormal Activity movies, and I don't remember it on there. So, but I don't have
Yeah.
a thing either that says where it was. Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, everyone's favorite Blair Witch, and Idle Hands. Those are the movies that this song was featured in. TV series to use it include The Flash, Alias, and King of the Hill. Are you familiar with any of those three shows?
What was the first one?
Alias. Oh, I'm sorry, The
Okay.
Flash. The Flash. Sorry.
I'm not seeing The Flash. I'm not seeing Alias. And I'm sorry. I King of the Hill,
Yeah.
the animation?
Escape from Party Island from 1999.
Huh. Interesting. I'm more familiar with King of the Hill than the others. But again, I haven't seen that in a long time either.
It says here 82-year-old John Hetlinger performed this song on the July 20th, 2016 episode of America's Got Talent.
Oh.
Can you see yourself at 82 years old performing this song somewhere?
No, but I got to find video of this 80-some-year-old man singing this song.
Once again, it is 82-year-old John Hetlinger, Hetlinger. Linger like the Cranberries song.
Okay.
Obviously this song has, how do I say this? This song definitely has an impact, and you see all these different mediums, and quite frankly, I don't think that's going to stop. I think, in fact, some probably were missed during the time of the writings of songfacts.com on that particular list. I do think it's going to show up in more songs. In more TVs and movies. I think it's a bigger song than I had realized upon researching it. To be honest with you.
Mm. Yeah, it was a pretty popular song in our area, and I'm in Washington State, so you and I are complete opposite sides of the country. Rob Zombie was pretty popular over here. I don't remember really anyone listening to Dragula in particular. Just Rob Zombie in general. I think I just kind of honed in on Dragula for some reason, and I'll always love this song. It'll be a classic rock song. Halloween. It's a great diverse song.
Very good. All right, the next song is St. Louis Symphony Orchestra and Chorus or Fortuna.
Hmm. Um. Okay, wait a minute. Is this the really long one? Nope, it is not. Never mind.
So, you know what's interesting
um.
you say that because you were telling me there's a really long song on here. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I put my when I start a new now, that's what I call podcasting lists. Like, so what I do is, and I've said the process before, so I don't mind saying it again. I look at the track listing, so I would have pulled up the track list that you see on the screen right now if you're in Twitch chat lurking, or if you're going to start chatting. We have the list up there right now. It's a little blurry. I guess I couldn't get a better picture other than that one. Hey, and we have Blue Blur coming in the chat. If you have any thoughts on any of these, feel free to write it in the chat and share your personal stories with when we get to the song. Right now, we're on St. Louis Symphony Orchestra and Chorus O Fortuna. So I put all of these tracks in a Spotify playlist, right? And then I think it was the other day, like 2 days ago, you were like, oh, this, what, like 11, 14-minute one, something like that, right?
It is 26 minutes long,
I don't know
Jimmy.
what song that is because I put all these in my thing and none of them were that long.
Okay,
So I
so
must
I
have
went on
gotten an
Spotify.
edited version or something then.
There are a few edited versions. When I was doing my research on this whole album, I was getting on YouTube and listening to the music and watching the videos because you might have one interpretation of a song and then you see the music video and it could change your whole outlook on it. You could
True.
not like it and then like it, or vice versa. So anyways, I was watching the videos, and the video I watched was like a 6 minute, maybe 5 to 6 minute video. But the song on Spotify, when I went to the Now That's What I Call Halloween list, it is 26 minutes long.
See, I make my own list. I never trust the lists on there. They're always wrong. They're always, so here's the thing, because you have to remember, now that's what I call music is, or was, because apparently I learned earlier this year that they've now stopped as of this year, which I'm still shocked about, by the way. You have to remember, now music is all over the world in different countries. So some of the playlists that people make on Spotify kind of sometimes they add more things because it's they find different albums because the UK I'm sure there's probably like 3 or 4 UK Halloween albums, whereas the United States only got one.
Mm.
So yeah, I always go by my own playlist. I never go by the Now Music one. If there's one that says Now Halloween, I'm like, nah, I don't trust you. So I'm
Well,
curious though which one the long song will wind up being. So I am very very interested. Look, as far as this song goes, let's see what do I got. Okay, I know this song, but I did not know this version of the song. Also, I have no idea why this is on the album.
the Carmina Burana, I can't even pronounce it.
Yeah, or Fortuna.
Yeah, so again, this one is another classic. You hear the song, you're like, "Oh, I know that song," and you never really know where you heard it from. I had to Google where I had heard this song from, and I'm getting ready to tell you the most ridiculous movie in comparison to Halloween that this song is on, and I remember it from. It is from Cheaper by the Dozen with Steve Martin.
My favorite Halloween movie.
I love that movie. Okay, I like, well, that had to have been where I've seen it. Why is this song on this list? And I say that about a few songs on this list. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest. This was one of those. I think it's a damn good theatrical juggernaut. This song,
Yes.
it would work for any for a Halloween movie, but it's got to be I don't know. It just for them to put it on a Halloween album and knowing that I watched it or heard it on Cheaper by the Dozen, that's where I know it. It doesn't add up to me.
I'm writing in right now. Cheaper by the dozen. Possible new Halloween cult classic. Honestly, when I think of the song "O Fortuna," I actually think more of maybe a like a battle song, like
Yeah,
maybe
Excalibur.
Excalibur. Yes, maybe even like a group war setting, like the kingdom's army is going to get the dragon kind of
Mm,
situation. Like that's what I associate with. I don't associate with Halloween at all. And I
I
this
never would have.
now I will mention though here that it is general now that's what I call music to have 18 tracks. Because if you really go down to it and eliminate like 6 of the tracks, I don't know, like maybe that's the issue here with this committee that made this one is they're like, all right, we need 18 tracks because that's been the standard for years. And I don't know, someone was like, I know O Fortuna,
Mm.
and then someone was like, all right, we'll do it because we don't have any other ideas. That's the only thing I could think of that is the reason why this one's here.
See, and I can already think of two right off the top of my head that would be a better fit than this song on the album.
Okay. We'll get to that one on the next one. Let's get to the next song here. The next song is Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells, theme from The Exorcist.
My notes say exactly this. Holy hell. This is the song that is 26 minutes and 1 second long.
Is it
At
really?
least the version that I listened
Oh
to.
my
Yes.
god.
It's super familiar. The beginning part of the song is super familiar, but if you listen to all 26 minutes of it, after you pass maybe the first 5 or 6 minutes, the rest of it, it feels like a mishmash of different songs that they didn't want to put out separately, so they just put it all into one song. So you're hearing one song, but it sounds like 6 or 7 different songs. Um, which I don't know why that irritates me, but it does.
Well, I mean,
I'm
if I
not
listened to a
super
26-minute song, I'd be pretty irritated.
Oh, I was so thankful. I mean, I could have listened to the rest of the album in the time that it took me just to listen to this one song. Now I know from what my research and what you have said. Don't listen to the 26-minute version.
No. Mm-mm.
I and so I watched the video on YouTube again, and it was the typical cut down, 5 to 6 minute long video on there, and that was palatable. But 26 minutes, and then the rest of it doesn't even, again, sound like Halloween. Just the beginning part because it's on a scary movie that everyone knows of.
True.
So the rest of it, it left me scratching my head again.
Question on the music, because you said you watched the video for it. Did the video have Exorcist footage?
Yes, actually it did. It was a montage of the little girl and the priest and the mom walking around, obviously and distraught because of her daughter. Yeah, it definitely had a montage going on. Yeah.
I have for this song, I thought I knew what this song was, and I kind of did, but it did not seem to be the most popular, at least for me. Meaning, like, I think you've already hit the nail on the head on that one. It's like you know the beginning of it, but then as it goes on, you're like, oh, I don't think I knew this part of the song. You literally, like, you only know that part at the beginning, and then it's just like, all right, I guess this is the rest of the song.
Yeah, we're heading a different direction now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was interesting enough. This is probably the one album I think that we're getting theme songs like we've already talked about Halloween theme song. This is from The Exorcist. I don't know if there's been any. I'm trying to think right now in my head in all the 1,000 plus songs that I've probably talked about in the series over the last 10 years. This might be the only album that has specific a specific movie theme in it. Because I don't think even spin offs never really went that route either. Unless, okay, there's one other album, I just thought of it. Now that's what I call Disney Junior. That's the only other one I could think of that I've had to cover that had themes in it. So, in that aspect, it makes this album very unique and very special because I don't know if I'll ever hit this again.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Fair
right,
enough.
the next song is Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper.
Okay. So again, just because it's talking about the Reaper, I'm sitting here left scratching my head because it doesn't. Just because the song has the word, that might be able to relate to Halloween, doesn't make it a Halloween song. For me, this is one of those cases. This is more of a classic rock song to me. I again never heard it and thought of Halloween or anything dark or scary like that. Um, it was written and sung by the lead guitarist Donald Buck Dharma Roser. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. After he was diagnosed with a heart arrhythmia, although it wasn't life threatening, he imagined a love that transcends death and is what inspired this song. I love the song. Great song. Just, again, for me, not Halloween, me.
By the way, with all of your criticism here that I hear for your reasoning, and by the way, I'm not saying I disagree with it, but guess what? I think you're gonna have a hell of a time if you join me for for karaoke next week.
Why?
Because I had to do a little stretching of like, okay, I guess this could be a horror song. I have to do 3 hours of Halloween karaoke. Like, I'm like, sacrifices need to be made, or I have to be very creative on a couple of these song choices.
I mean, so you're talking about a 3 hour stream, whereas this is a what 1.5, 1 hour and 15 minute long album.
That's true.
That's just a guesstimation. So, your selection. you obviously have got to pick up a lot more songs, whereas theirs, they could have been, I feel like, a little pickier. I mean, there are definitely better songs out there. Like I said, there's well, one of them
Yeah,
actually is on
give me
here.
one of them
Thank
now. Go ahead.
goodness. Yeah, one of them is on here. The other one, like a Purple People Eater, that's a fun Halloween song. It's not on here, you know. So I don't really, just because it has the word Reaper in it doesn't make it a Halloween song, in my opinion.
Sure. By the way, I have bad news for you because I'm probably not doing that one next week.
Oh no.
I was considering it, and I was like, honestly, okay. I mean, I know this isn't on the album. Purple People Eater, in my
Yeah.
opinion, hasn't aged well.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm like, I don't
I
care
mean, I
about the
think
song.
you'd
I
have
cared about the song when I was like 6 years old, probably.
yeah, I feel like you'd have to be of a certain generation in order to even know what song we're talking about right now.
So, but like I said, I'm probably not doing most of these songs probably on karaoke, mostly because I was like, well, they're getting taken care of right now. I don't
Yeah.
need to do them again, or have anything to do with them for. There's like maybe two or three that I picked up from this album, but we'll get to that. Okay, so I have here that this song is. I don't think I've ever heard this song before until this album. First off,
Don't Fear the Reaper?
no, I don't. When I heard it, I was like, I
Ooh,
don't feel this is familiar to me. I thought the
same.
song was okay. I didn't think it was terrible, but I didn't think there was anything great about it either.
Mm.
Oh, is the cowbell in this song really that loud? It depends on how you're listening to the song. Apparently, on a home stereo system, it's pretty unobtrusive, but radio stations compress their signals, and when the cowbell gets compressed, it pops out in the mix. Little did you know from Song Facts.
Interesting. Okay. And I know exactly what cowbell you're talking about because again, I watched the YouTube video and they definitely ring a cowbell. Huh.
What was the video about again?
It's just the band playing the song. It, so, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm mixing the song up with another one. But yeah, they I believe the one I watched was just the band playing the song and a little bit of dancing and the 80s motif vibe.
My least favorite version of a music video where the band just plays the song. I'm like, give me a story if you're
That's
gonna make the video.
yeah. That's basically what's happening in this song.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. The next song is "In Excess," "Devil Inside."
So again, I'm gonna be repeating myself a lot. Just because it has the word devil in it does not mean it's a Halloween song. This song was featured. I think the song is again just kind of been always in my music repertoire. Um, it, Again, it's a classic rock song for me. But I do know it was featured in shows like The Goldberg, Big Mouth, and Beavis and Butthead. I was never a Beavis and Butthead fan, but it's about quote the chaos of everything. The devil is chaotic, so that every time you think something's right, he comes in and changes everything. End quote. And that was said by the singer of In Excess. So, I mean, it's a good song. Again, it's not one I would choose personally. I would choose to put on a Halloween album, but I can see how it could work. Like, I think this one, the music video to this one was of a sexy lady in a dark, dingy kind of club, and she's dancing romantically with a man while the band is in the background singing the song. And that's it. It's a smoky, dark room. So it doesn't even have a scary visual vibe to it. I guess if you threw it in the background when you're walking through a haunted house, it could make sense, but it's not typically I would run for Halloween.
So much like the previous song, a decent song, nothing great, but nothing terrible either. It's just kind of to piggyback off of what you were saying, is it seems like this song's about there's a devil inside of all of us, but some wear it outward, like the woman in the song, quote, raised on leather with flesh on her mind. And we also meet a man, quote, fed on nothing but full of pride, with one of the seven deadly sins. It was Joel Schumacher's first music video. He later shot Seal's Kiss from a Rose as a tie in with his film Batman Forever. It was only a matter of time before this song was used in a TV show about a demon. It finally happened in 2016 when it appeared on the Pops episode of Lucifer. Have you ever watched the TV show Lucifer?
I'm maybe the first episode,
Devil Inside also
but I've
shows
heard
up.
it's really good.
Devil Inside also shows up in the 2001 movie Rockstar and the 2007 Samantha Who episode The Car, for all those Samantha Who fans out there.
Who's that?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. I've never heard of that.
But yeah, so it's fine. I don't. There's I think like maybe two songs here that I have had a problem with. But I'm not really. I know one for sure, but this one's not one of them. I'm like, it's fine. See, I'm very much someone that if I'm because I don't think I knew this song either before I heard it, just like the previous one, first time listen. A lot of times I'm kind of like, is it bad? No. Is it great? No. It's fine. That's if you were made me listen to 10 new songs, 7 of them I'll probably say that for, and then one I'll hate, and then two I'll probably like, or vice versa. That's usually. I feel like in the years that I've been listening to all these different songs and new songs that I've never heard before, I feel like that's usually my scale of things when it comes to rating things. But yeah, so another song I never heard of. Did you know the song before this one? Before this
Oh
album?
yeah.
You did. Okay.
Yeah, one of my favorite stations in our area is 98.9 KKZX Classic Rock. And if I turn my radio on, that's what I'm listening to. If I turn on my Spotify, I mean, if you get on my like list, 80% of it is classic rock. So, I mean, all of these older kind of songs, I have a hard time equating to, a Halloween album because that's not how I know them. I mean, but good try.
Right. Right. Well, I hope people are a fan of the TV show. I think it's a TV show. The TV show True Blood, because this next one's for you. The next song is was it Jace Everett, Bad Things from True Blood.
Jimmy, I told you that there was one song that I'm super stoked about on the album, and it is this song, Bad Things. I love this song. Let me tell you, I started watching True Blood years ago, and we started buying the DVDs before streaming was really a thing. We had the whole series, watched it. The song at first, the theme song, when I first heard it, I didn't like it because the video, the visuals that you're getting when you're watching the show, it's like a bunch of rotting animals, and it's very down south and Mississippi and backwoods and dark and creepy and blood and gory and just ugh. Um, but and I find myself doing this with a couple with a few new songs is the first time I hear it, I might not like it at all, but the more I hear it, the more it grows on me, and that's what happened with this song. I love this song. I was so excited when I saw it on the list. I'm like, finally, a good one. Um, yeah, no, this I love this song. I absolutely love this song. It's a great pick. It's not in the normal box of Halloween songs. It's got that eerie vibe. But again, when you watch the music video to it, it's, people dancing in an alleyway and the band playing in the background, and he may or may not be singing to this one particular girl or whatever. It's just, uh, yeah. But no, it's a great song. Love the song.
So I don't know anything about True Blood. Let me just say that right now. So who would you say, just for those the people that are fans of the show True Blood, who would you say are your top 5 characters? It doesn't have to be in order, just 5 that you like.
Five? Oh my gosh, I finished the series so long ago. Well, I love Sookie. I didn't like her at the beginning. She's the main character. Her brother, Jason Stackhouse, he's a character. He's not bad to look at either. But he gets himself into some shenanigans and some trouble. And their grandma, Gran? I think is what they called her, Gran. There's honestly, and actually in the first season, who we find out is the killer is also one of my favorite characters in that movie. His or that show. His name was Renee, and you'd see him in other shows. I couldn't tell you what else he was in. Um, and then I can't remember his name, but the cop in town that is investigating all these deaths all the time. It's about vampires and um, they have to drink blood to keep themselves alive. I don't know. It's a whole thing, but yeah, very good show. I love this show. It's put out by HBO. Love it. Great show. Great song.
So I could not really find anything about this song. First off, apparently it's from True Blood, but is True Blood a horror show? Is it a horror show? That's a question.
I wouldn't consider it horror. I feel like that might be a stretch. Um, Supernatural, I guess I would say, because it's got the vampires, shapeshifters, that kind of thing.
Right.
But it's an adult. It's very adult. So don't sit your kids down to watch True Blood on Halloween. It's not. No, don't do that.
That being said,
It's
I
very
thought the
adult.
song was catchy. I actually did like the song, and I just put in quotes. I want to do bad things to you. Is that's I guess one of the main lines. I want to do bad, like all right.
Hmm.
I don't know if that has anything to do with the show or not. Again, never watched the show.
Yeah, that one sentence, "I want to do bad things with you," could go either way. If you consider the show the part of the song, it could really go either way. It could be a good do things to you or not so good do things to you. So it's up to your interpretation.
The next song is Warren Zevon, Werewolves of London.
Hmm. So this one, it makes sense that it's on the album. Finally, one that makes perfect sense, that it's on this album. I'm not a huge fan of this song. I really couldn't tell you why. It is a classic, but it's not one that I'm gonna go looking for. I guess if I keep thinking if I went through a haunted house or was running a haunted house, I guess this is the song I would play in the background. But for me personally, it's definitely not one of my favorites. I think the most infamous part of the whole song is the howling that the main
Oh,
singer does in
100%.
it. Which he does a great job, but I'm just not really a big fan of this song.
So I put that the best part of this song is the that part.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, when first listening to this, I thought the beginning reminded me of Sweet Home Alabama. Or maybe Sweet Home
Okay.
Alabama should have reminded me of this, depending on when it came out. I I like this song. I think for like again, mostly for the Yahoo. Number one. I don't know. I think I overall liked it though. This I put this over the other two songs that I did not know about before listening to the songs. Let's see what else we got here. So Zevin had this song written long before it was released in 1978. After putting out an album in 1970, he took work writing jingles and became the Everly Brothers band leader. His good friend Jackson Brown championed him and started performing Werewolves of London in 1975. So it would be, I think, because when did Sweet Home Alabama come out? In 1975, always explained that the song was written by Zevon. Let's see, the lyrics tell the story of a hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. He's well dressed, well groomed, and preying on little old ladies.
Poor
Just
little old lady.
Jesse Ventura had played this at his inauguration party when he became governor of Minnesota.
No, he did not.
That's what it says here, songfacts.com. People, you're always welcome to recheck that. Like I said, a lot of my stuff comes from Songfacts.
I mean, I'm not saying that's not right, but I mean, that's a song to pick.
And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have for this one. Like I said, overall, of the new songs, this one might be the top. Not new, you know what I mean, of the songs I never heard of. This one might be my favorite one.
Okay.
The next song is The Specials, Ghost Town.
I have never heard of the Specials. I have never heard of this song, and I'm gonna tell you that when I pushed play on this song, I did not care for it. However, it's again like Bad Things where it's kind of growing on me. I watched the music video to it. It has nothing to do with Halloween, at least the video itself. Um, but this song, I think the more I listen to it, the more catchy I feel it is. And to me, it sounds like the Cherry Poppin' Daddies who sang Zoot Suit Riot
Hmm.
are trying to sing reggae. That's what it sounds like to me. And the video is literally the band driving around a car in an old city, but there's no one in the streets. It's abandoned. It's a ghost town, but that's it.
Hmm.
There's nothing special about the song and why it should be on the album. It I don't know. I feel like this one they were kind of way off, but the song itself is starting to grow on me.
I really like this song. That being said, I actually feel like I might like the background music than the actual lyrics.
Mm.
Hence, maybe it might be safe to say, for my case, that this song would be better without lyrics. The song was written by just. I'm sorry. The song was written as three band members, Neville Staples, Linval Golding, and Terry Hall, were leaving the Specials to form Fun Boy 3. According to Dammers, the song was inspired by the band Split. He said in 2008, Ghost Town was about the breakup of the Specials. It just appeared hopeless. But I just didn't want to write about my state of mind, so I tried to relate it to the country as a whole. Dammers took a year to write Ghost Town and begged his bandmates to record it to his specifications. This song was also featured in the 2000 Guy Ritchie directed film Snatch. Have you seen the film Snatch at all?
I have not. No. I don't think I've even heard of it.
I think I have. The name did sound familiar to me, but I couldn't tell you what in the world it was about. I just think I've heard it at some point.
Mhm.
All right, the next song is Oingo Boingo, Dead Man's Party.
Can I just say Oingo Boingo? That's all. The name of the band itself just kills me. I love it. Um, I've never heard this song before, and I had to go into the lyrics and read the lyrics because this one does not sound like a Halloween song to me. And if you didn't actually focus in on the lyrics, you wouldn't know that there's a darker undertone to the song just in the lyrics alone. But it's a pretty, it feels poppy. I don't know. It this one again just doesn't feel like a Halloween song to me.
So yeah, I thought this song's okay, but the sound definitely doesn't sound Halloweenish. The lyrics kind of do, though, as you kind of mentioned. This song is about attending funeral and being buried. Lyrics make a few clever references to it. The song was one of Oingo Boingo's most loved by fans, and the dancing skeletons became one of the most recognized symbols of the band. Danny Elfman of Oingo Boingo is the well known composer for many Tim Burton movies, including The Nightmare Before Christmas. This song was featured in Rodney Dangerfield movie Back to School, where Oingo Boingo play at a college party.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sorry.
It's alright. Do you have anything else about Oingo Boingo other than maybe you want to say the name again?
I have nothing to say about Oingo Boingo's Dead Man Party. I'm good.
The next song is Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Keepers Monster Mash.
Now we're talking. This is one of the songs that I expected to be on this list, and it is. And I'm not disappointed. I was also expecting, like you said, Thriller. It is not on this list. So I was really happy to see that, they went more towards the classical kind of not classical genre, but as far as age is concerned, that kind of classical, more the older um, kind of themey music where they tell more of a story. Um, let's see, what did I say about this? Song goes hand in hand. Well, yeah, I wrote down this song. This song goes hand in hand with songs like The Purple People Eater or even The Addams Family. Like you just know it. It's just always been around. Um, Monster Mash is a song that my little sister and I would like make a skit to and then perform in front of the fan. You know how kids do that.
Yeah.
Um, so this song, it has memories for me. It hits a certain place in my heart and my memory bank when I hear this song. This is the epitome of what should be on a Halloween album, I believe. Great song, classic, love it, love it, love it, love it.
So I have a lot on this one, I believe. Here, just hold on. Let me just. My phone was kind of acting up here. Okay, as you mentioned, this is an iconic Halloween song. That being said, I think everyone knows what the Monster Mash is, but I don't think anyone could say, okay, well, tell me the artist. And I think 1 out of 10 people could tell you the artist, which is
I couldn't.
Bobby Boris Pickett and the Crypt Kickers. So, about Bobby Pickett. Pickett was a nightclub entertainer who performed with a group called the Cordials. He wrote Monster Mash with his friend Lenny Capizzi. They were both big horror movie fans, and Pickett would do an impression of the actor Boris Karloff, known for playing the monster in many Frankenstein movies, during the speaking parts of Little Darlin'. The lyrics are based on the story of Frankenstein. This is a dance song based on the mashed potato dance craze, which is where the mash in the title comes in. That's interesting. Okay.
Okay.
The original title was Monster Twist in an attempt to jump on the twist craze. But that fad was fading, so they tried calling it Monster Mashed Potato, then settled on Monster Mash. This being 1962, many of the sound effects had to be created in the studio. The sound effects on the song were done as follows. Oh, here we go. You ready for sound effect knowledge?
Yes, please.
This might be a first. I don't know if I've ever had to talk about sound effect knowledge ever before. All right. The coffin being opened was made by pulling a rusty nail out of a lump of wood with the claw of a hammer. The bubbling sounds came from blowing through a straw in a glass of water. The sound of the chains was made by dropping chains into plywood planks on the record studio floor. This is arguably the most successful novelty song of all time. Bobby Pickett accomplished this rare feat by reaching the top 100 music chart 3 times with the same song. How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with that. I am very okay with that. I'm also wondering what kind of scientific methods were used when finding the right liquid to blow bubbles into. Did they try milk and orange juice too, or did they just decide water was best?
That's actually a really good question because knowing so sometimes with these creative type people will be like, all right, well, what if we do A, B, C, D, and E and see what our best outcome is? So I have a feeling that you're onto something there, and there were more options at some point.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so are you ready for the use of this in TV shows that I have here? We have Magnum PI, Make It Till Dawn from 2019. Stranger Things, Trick or Treat Freak from 2017. Parks and Recreation, One Last Ride in 2015. And Greg Pikitis in 2019. The Simpsons, The Great Wife Hope in 2009. And I Love Lisa in 1993. The Office Costume Contest from 2010. Freaks and Geeks in the episode Tricks and Treats from 1999. Cheers Bar Wars 5 The Final Judgment in 1991. Happy Days The Evil Eye from 1978. It has also been used in the movies Halloween 3 Season of the Witch in 1982 and Sweetheart's Dance in 1988. In 1995, Monster Mash the movie was released, starring Pickett as Dr. Frankenstein. Have you seen the Monster Mash movie?
I did not know it existed, but now I have to. I must.
Around Halloween of 2004, Pickett re-recorded the song as Monster Slash. Here we go. We're going to get some political knowledge here. This new version was a protest against President George W. Bush and his support for logging, mining, and other environmental policies Pickett felt were harmful. Sample lyric: the guests included big timber, big oil, mining magnates, and their sons. What are your thoughts on that?
Uh, uh, I mean, if you're going to use an avenue to maybe, spread your opinion or what you think is the right thing to do, music's a great way to do it. But I definitely would not have thought to put a political twist on it at all.
Not only that, but I don't think I was. I think I'm sort of surprised to hear that this was recorded in 2004.
I also did not know that.
Let's see. According to okay, this is according to someone else who's so let's see what we think of this one. According to Mark Stein's A Song for the Season, Elvis Presley was not a fan of this and called it the dumbest record he ever heard. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that's very rude. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I honestly, I'm kind of old-fashioned, but I think those words are kind of harsh, especially coming from one artist to another. There's always got to be some kind of baseline of appreciation for the musicality of the artist or the band. But I mean, there are some albums out there that, for me, I guess one of those albums, I don't know of any in particular, but I would kind of group like Weird Al Yankovic into that kind of grouping, or, like the dumbest album I've ever heard. Not that he's dumb, but that kind of kitschy kind of music, and that's what I feel like the song is. Kind of novelty. You mentioned it earlier. It is a
Yeah.
novelty song. Um, I would, I think I'd probably cry in my bed if Elvis Presley said that about my album. Honestly, that was kind of mean.
This was banned by the BBC from their airways in 1962 for being too morbid.
I'm sorry. Are we still talking about Monster
Yeah.
Mash?
Yes.
Hmm. I'm kind of flabbergasted because it's I mean, I don't know. That's crazy. I didn't realize there was so much history on this song.
All right. So, do you have any closing thoughts on Monster Mash before we move on to the next song?
Well, politics or being banned from the BBC, I'm still good with it. I love this song. I think it's a classic, and I'm glad they put it on here.
The next song is The Citizens of Halloween. This is Halloween.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw a little bit of music science on you real quick. Really successful songs have a tendency to repeat notes or lyric. Taylor Swift is great at this. Okay, the repetitiveness is what gets people listening. This song is the most repetitive of repeating songs. I could not wait for the song to be over. I understand that the song is attached to a cult classic. I think the movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas, will
Yep.
always be loved. My, I just had my, I had my 2-year-old son watching it, and as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I shouldn't have had him watch this, but he loved it. The song is great. Again, there's, really good skill there. I'm just not a fan of the song and how repetitive it is. And then you got the character voices. That's cool and all. Again, it's part of a movie, but I don't know. This is not my favorite song. Great pick for the album. They hit that one, but I'm just not a fan of the song. Period.
Sure. And I have down here another iconic Halloween song. Nothing was really found about this song, though, and
No.
that's pretty much it. I just have to say it's an iconic Halloween song, and I'm gonna leave it at that, I guess, because I mean I like it. That's all I got. The next song is Donovan, Season of the Witch.
Okay, so this one I had to do a little bit of diving into because it sounds again, it's one of those classic rock songs. Um, it almost sounds like two different people singing it because when you get to the chorus, I swear it sounded like Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I had to look up the release dates of this song and that movie to see who was copying who. And it turns out that this song, Season of the Witch, was released in 1966, and Rocky Horror was not released until 1975. Um, it is a good song, but again, why? It mentions the witch. I don't know if I just missed the lyrics or what, but this one did not sound like a typical Halloween song to me. I don't know. I was very confused with this one, honestly, and I have nothing really else left to say about this song because I don't know. I'm just kind of dumbfounded with it, honestly.
All right, so I have here from iconic songs, meaning this is Halloween and the Monster Mash. From iconic, wait, sorry, I lost my spot. Sorry. Oh, here we go. From iconic songs to this garbage song. I don't know why. I hated it. It's boring. Seems generic as anything. One of the first songs to fit the psychedelic genre, Donovan recorded Season of the Witch in May of 1966, shortly before his highly publicized arrest for possession of marijuana. During Led Zeppelin sound checks, they often warmed up by playing this. The song allows for lots of jamming when played live, which makes it a popular cover for many bands. Which is interesting, because I don't think I've ever heard this song in my life. So,
I may have heard it a couple times, and it's nothing for me to write home about, honestly.
Lana Del Rey recorded a spooky cover for the soundtrack of the 2019 horror movie Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. My note on here, because I decided to listen to it, Lana Del Rey's is better.
I saw her version. I did not listen to it.
Many came across the song for the first time in 2010 after it was used in an ad for Microsoft Windows Phone 7.
Huh.
And then finally, other covers of this very portable song include Vanilla Fudge on a 1960 single and several of their 2000s albums, Luna on a 1996 album, and Joan Jett on her Naked album in 2004. So I guess some people like this song. I'm just not one of them.
I think I'm in the Jimmy boat. I'm just not a fan of this song, and again, scratching my head because why is it on this album?
Because it's the season of the witch, apparently.
I guess.
Oops. All right. The next song is Nina Simone, I Put a Spell on You.
Okay. So I love this song. I think, okay, first off, can I just say I was yesterday years old when I found out the singer of this song is not a guy. I did not know who sang this song. I thought it was a guy. It is not. It is a very beautiful woman. And I was taken aback. Um, the song gives me like I could see how it would be considered maybe a creepy-ish song. It gives me Misery vibes, the movie Misery with Kathy Bates. It gives me that kind of vibe. Um, Great song. I guess, it could have been a secondary pick for the album or something. It definitely fits better than some of the other songs in the album, I think. But I mean, this is not a song that I listen to a lot, but I've heard it and it's a good song. Also, it's not a dude.
I think the committee, whoever decided making this list, very much was like, all right, you know what? We want to put I Put a Spell on You, but for whatever reason, we can't get the Hocus Pocus version. So, well, the Hocus Pocus version was a cover of another version. Oh, we have Nina Simone. Let's put her on here. Maybe people will get fooled. And that's why I think that this song is on this album. I'm actually being serious about that too. I do think that in their attempts, this committee's attempts to try to fill out this track listing, that they were able to go that route and try to say like, okay, what's a popular Halloween song that we can't get for whatever reason, rights or something like that, and usually these are covers of other songs. We'll just try to get the older one on there.
So you feel like maybe this one could have been a fallback?
I think it's definitely a fallback, 100%.
Yeah, I might agree with you on that. I mean, again, it's got that kind of eerie vibe, that kind of smoky room, dark kind of feel, but um, I you know, it's not the worst song to be
No,
on
not at
this
all.
this
Yeah,
album, but it's definitely not the song.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure some people may have thought this was the Hocus Pocus version. Uh, this version is like, what would you say? Is it? Would you say it's a ballad, more of a ballad version compared to, like, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Slower? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, no, ballad. I think you're on the right track. It's definitely it's romantic. It has the eerie vibe, but it still feels romantic at the same time.
Yeah, true, true.
That's why I think that's why I'm getting the misery vibes.
All right. The next song is Danny Elfman, Beetlejuice main title slash end title.
So this one makes sense. But I'm of the generation that grew up with Beetlejuice. So he'll always that movie it'll always, be special for me. What did I say here? Oh, I really want to see the new movie and I'm hoping that they if they maybe hopefully they redid the theme song altogether, or at least gave it a nod on the new movie. But I do not know because I have not seen it yet.
I put down it's the Beetlejuice theme song. What is there to say? It's fine. Personally, I've never
Yeah.
been a big Beetlejuice fan. It's, I don't know why. I mean, I like the song, but I've never really been into that. So, yeah, again, it's fine. I get why it's on here. Here's an interesting thing for those that are keeping up on, now that's what I call podcasting statistics, because Danny Elfman will get a contribution for this, but Danny Elfman, also being part of Oingo Boingo, will only get one contribution because Oingo Boingo is listed as themselves and not Oingo Boingo and Danny Elfman. Just
Mm.
a little FYI there to everybody. But yeah, so yeah, we're in a world where Danny Elfman has a now that's what I call podcasting contribution. I mean,
Okay.
there's been some weirder ones like Doc McStuffins. Doc
Oh,
McStuff
that's adorable.
Doc McStuffins has a contribution on the series.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Anyway, the next song is Run DMC Ghostbusters.
Okay. I was born in 1983. This song released when I was 6 years old. It's a secondary theme song to Ghostbusters 2. In my opinion, it's an okay song, but there's a reason people seem to recognize the original Ghostbusters song versus this one. I can appreciate Run DMC's attempt and the lyrics of it and that typical 90s rap hip hop vibe. Um I, I will never know Run DMC for this song. I will always know them for Tricky. This one I was not super impressed with. I love the nostalgic feel of it and again that super 80s 90s vibe, but it's a great song to have on the album. But for me personally, I'll stick to the original Ghostbusters song, honestly.
So my note, first line, I hate this. That's the first line I wrote down.
Fair
First off,
enough.
why not put the original on there? Because obviously you're dealing with
Right.
the studio that probably made Ghostbusters 1, and you're able to get
Right. So what?
Ghostbusters 2 on there. Like, there's no excuse now for, oh, I didn't have the label rights or whatever. If that's
Hmm.
what part of the committee's restrictions were. Like, why not put one on there? I don't understand that at all. But yeah, I wrote down classic. Who made the call to put this one on the CD? I found nothing
Yeah.
for this, by the way. The delivery, the unnecessary rapping. Hell, I'm gonna say it right now. I like the Fallout Boy and Missy Elliott version of Ghostbusters more than I do this one, for sure. Do you remember that song at all?
I don't,
It was
and I'm
from
gonna
like
have to look that up. You said Fallout Boy.
2016, and Missy Elliott raps. Yeah, it's like it was from the all women's Ghostbusters movie that came out like a decade ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm not afraid. I'm like, that is way better than this nonsense.
This one was a little ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Just I'm not a fan of this song in general. But I love Run DMC.
Yeah, and I put down here. I think it's from Ghostbusters 2. You obviously have confirmed that for me. Which, by the way, I've never seen Ghostbusters 2, and this song makes me not want to ever see Ghostbusters 2 now.
Oh, do not let the song taint the Ghostbusters
It's
franchise.
too
You've
late.
got to
Run
try it.
DMC ruined it for me.
If nothing else, mute it.
I
Just hit the mute
wonder.
button.
This is probably what I think is Run DMC's worst song. I'm trying to think if there's any other Run DMC songs that I know of that I hate as much as this song.
Yeah, no, this song, there's no comparison to Tricky or Walk This Way by Run DMC. I'm really sad they put this one on here. It
I mean,
just,
like I said, I get it, but at the
yeah,
same time,
don't get
that
it.
at the same yeah, I don't get it because why didn't you put the first Ghostbusters on there then?
Yeah. You know, you make a good point, a very valid point right there. I don't know.
Don't worry, we'll be performing. I'll be performing the other two Ghostbusters songs next week. Not this one though.
Ooh.
This one's not happening. Well, we go from an absolute garbage song to maybe one of the best songs on the album for me at least. The next song is DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, "A Nightmare on My Street."
Okay. So I have a hard time getting on board with songs that seem cheesy. And this is right on that verge of cheesy for me. However, we're talking about DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. And there's something so nostalgic about these guys that you can't help but love it, regardless of what it sounds like, regardless of what the lyrics are. I love that they tell a story in it. The song was released in 1988. Um, and its genre is considered to be horror core,
Ooh,
which I did not know was a genre. And I definitely wouldn't have put this song in a horror core genre. I would have put Rob Zombie there,
sure.
not Fresh Prince.
So my first line here is, "Now this is a fucking gem." That's the first line I wrote down. "A Nightmare on My Street" is the third single from DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince's second studio album, He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper. The song became a crossover hit in the US, reaching number 15 on the Hot 100. The song was released as a single in early 1988 on a vinyl cassette tape. The song humorously describes an encounter with the horror film villain Freddy Krueger and was considered for inclusion in the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street 4: The Dream Master, but the producers of the film decided against its inclusion. How do you feel about that?
I read the same thing, and I guess if it again, I don't really watch those kind of movies. But if it had like a comedic undertone to it, this would be a great song to put on there. But I'm going to assume that there's not really much comedy, and then there might be a joke or two or whatever. But I think they made a good decision not putting the song on the movie, but it is still a good song.
Let's see here. We got. Well, this is the description. I might as well give the description, even though everyone should listen to the song anyway. So Will Smith starts the song off by telling a story about Freddy Krueger, whom he addresses as Fred, and describes closely resembling the film character but without using his full name. Smith begins to recall his encounter with him. The story starts off on a Saturday Eve. And by the way, that's also why I love this song, because I love a story song. I
Yeah.
really do. Like, where it just go, like, it's literally. I'm trying to think, what's another example of a story song?
The theme song to Fresh Prince, the Fresh Prince
No, but that's more of
show.
a TV show theme. I'm talking about, like, you know what, the only because I guess because after Halloween, Christmas is next. I'm in for whatever reason my mind went to Christmas. The waitress's song. Bah, humbug, da, 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 da. I can't think of the name of it. Christmas Rapping. That's the name of the song. That's a story song too.
No, I don't think I've heard that one.
You don't know Christmas Rapping? Ah, what a great song.
No. But
No.
the question is it rapping as in WRAP, wrapping a present, or rapping?
Well, it's kind of both because it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's WRAP in the title, but it is kind of like a slow rap as an actual
Oh,
song.
okay.
Christmas Rapping. That's Pina Colada song is also a story song where you're
Oh,
like kind of
yeah.
where you're very very specific on, like there's no, oh, this could be about, no, you're telling a very specific story. That's kind of what I mean by a story song, if that makes any sense to you.
Yeah, no, the song that pops into my head immediately, which you may have heard of the artist. I don't know if you've heard of the song, but probably the majority of your listeners have not even heard of the artist. But Conway Twitty, Saturday Night Special. That's a very specific story. And I love that song. I share that song as often as I can. So I hear you. I know what you're.
Yeah, I know Conway Twitty. I don't think I know that song though.
Oh, you should give it a try. It's a very good song. Love it. Love it.
Also, welcome in Viking Hawk. If you have any thoughts on A Nightmare on My Street, feel free to chime in, by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. So anyway, yeah, the story starts off on a Saturday evening when Smith, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and Reddy Roxy go on a triple date with three girls where they catch a movie. After Smith gets home, he lies down for the night and supposedly wakes up sometime after 12:30 from the unusually hot temperature from the heater, which has melted his alarm clock. He go- he goes downstairs for something to drink. And as he gets downstairs, he notices the TV still on, which he finds strange as he is home alone. He turns off the TV, then he hears a voice from behind him, and without looking to see who it is, he runs out of the house. He gets half a block before he stops and comes to the realization that what he's experiencing is nothing more than a dream. So he returns home, where Freddy grabs him and offers a homicidal team up in which he can possess Will's body, a reference to the plot of A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. But Will Smith turns down the offer and Freddy slashes Smith's chest. Smith, fearful for his life, runs up to his room and hides in his bed under his sheets. Freddy then hops on the bed on top of Smith and starts slashing away, with Smith trying to fight back. But everything stops with the sound of Smith's alarm clock. Smith looks to see that no one is there and scoffs at what had happened, assuming it was all just a bad nightmare. But when he sees rips on his sheets, he realizes what has happened and quickly calls Jeff to warn him. As the song ends, Smith warns Jeff to stay awake, and Jeff suddenly starts screaming, with Freddy laughing in the phone's background telling Smith, "I'm your DJ now, Princey." Bam. Yeah, R.I.P. Jeff. What a
Dang,
story.
that was quite the visual.
So yeah, like I said, I like a story song, like a Christmas rapping, which I'm still. I wonder if you heard Christmas rappings, if you would know and be like, oh, it's that song.
See, and that happens to me a lot. That
Same,
happens a lot.
same.
Yeah.
All right, the next song is, and I believe this is the final song. So the final song is Rockwell. Somebody's watching me.
So this is the fun one. Yesterday I was confused because I was like, why? It sounds like Michael Jackson. Like this person singing, and then we get to the chorus, and it sounds like Michael Jackson. What is that about? Like, it sounds just like him, and I have a pretty good ear. I can tell pretty quickly if it's a singer, certain singer or not. And sure enough, in my research, found out that uh, he Michael Jackson did the guest vocals for this song. It came out in 1983, which is the year I was born. So I had to kind of stumble upon it. I could see why they would put this on here, that stalking, not knowing what's behind you kind of feeling. That's always a good Halloween vibe. Um, this song, again, it's more for me in the classic rock section, not so much Halloween. I would not have thought about this song as a Halloween song, but I can see where they thought it would fit in here. Um, Yeah, I like the song. They did a decent job with it.
So I think this is an amazing song, first off. And I definitely disagree with you. I 100% associate this song specifically with Halloween
Okay.
because of the someone's watching me and I don't know who it is and stuff like that. I mean, I would argue that horror movies are based on that kind of premise, to be honest with you.
Hmm. Hmm.
A song that, so this is an interesting song to me, though, for a reason that has absolutely nothing to do with Halloween. This song was the first song I did when I actually started like getting into karaoke. I was with a group of people and for like a group meetup in New York. And I was like, all right, I'll try this karaoke thing. And this is the song that I chose. And ever since then, I've kind of like, been into karaoke stuff. So that's the significance for me when it comes to this song that doesn't really relate to anyone else but me. And, it doesn't really have anything to do with Halloween, but it's still an interesting note, I think. You mentioned about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson sang backup, right? Rockwell's sister Hazel was married to Jackson's brother Jermaine. Michael Jackson was at the height of his powers, and Rockwell knew he could get the song released if he could convince Michael to sing on it. So the Motown Brain Trust came up with the name Rockwell. Prince and Madonna were doing very well using one name, and inspiration struck when someone saw a photo of a Norman Rockwell painting. Rockwell's next single was Obscene Phone Caller, another synth heavy song where he's tormented, this time by someone who keeps calling. It went to number 35 US, followed by He's a Cobra at number 108. I guess this is trying to say that he got this song, but then he kept trying to recreate the magic of somebody's watching you, and
Mm.
he kept getting further and further away from it, it seems, as he kept getting lower on the charts. Let's see. And I just said that this is a great song, and like I 100% get why this is on here. And I mentioned earlier, although Michael Jackson is probably the reason that people know it today because that's what helped it getting played on the airwaves. Michael Jackson does not get the credit for his contribution on Now That's What I Call Podcasting because the track listing doesn't officially say either Rockwell and Michael Jackson or Rockwell with or featuring Michael Jackson. So,
It's simply Rockwell.
right, correct. Now,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, now we've certainly been in cases where, and honestly, rappers, this happens a lot in the series where it would be, Lil Wayne featuring, and then there's three other rappers featured on there. They all get credit because they're named. Michael Jackson not named here. So, sad for him. He does not get the credit for this. And makes me wonder if he financially, for him, for this song, if it really did anything for him, Michael Jackson meaning. Because, they say in TV, you have to get on the payment, I believe, is when your name is like in the title screen. Like, I think you get more than if you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like if anything, there would have been some kind of like backroom contract signage where I'm sure, it was either a super solid favor by Jackson or he, got paid something, but Rockwell, it maybe he thought it would um push him forward more without having Michael's name attached to the artist. I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know.
and do you have any other thoughts on this song? Because then we're going to start doing wrap up if you don't.
No, I mean, the whole album for me was pretty decent. I was maybe disappointed in I don't know, a third of the songs. Still left scratching. Why is this on here and not Thriller or, Purple Eyed People Eater?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, this
they did an okay job. I'm not super disappointed. It was fun to, I think, more fun for me to learn as much as I did about the songs.
True. And, I went into, I remember going into this thinking, why did they only make one? And now I think I'm starting to see why they only made one. I was like, this is this is the most that they could do for one. I don't even want to know what they would have come up with if they had to do, now that's what I call Halloween 2. Christmas is a whole nother beast. Christmas,
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
there's 5 albums of Christmas, and I think all of them are double disc albums. So what they tend to do on Christmas stuff is put the older songs, like, and I mean old as in like, Bing Crosby and that whole generation on one album, and then put more modern stuff like, Britney Spears and Rihanna on on the other disc.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do that. Halloween, you don't really have that. I mean, even when we talk about what was the one song on here that there might be more than one, but there's the years of range of when these songs came out are all over the place. I feel like
Yeah, I feel like the majority of them are like 70s and 80s releases. I don't
right.
know.
There's nothing past 2000s, and
Not really.
Unlike Christmas, no one covers Halloween songs. Like there's not like 9 different covers of Jace Everett Bad Things, whereas there's probably at least 20 covers of Winter Wonderland. So
Yeah.
so it's hard. I get why now they only did one. Now that's what I call Halloween. I agree with you. Some of the tracks, I could have done better, but overall, I think I kind of get it. And it's not the biggest mystery of now. That I still think one of the biggest mysteries is them telling me what a modern songbook is. But this one, why they did one album, I get it now. You struggled enough with this one album. You weren't gonna do another one.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up, everyone. Thank you for joining. Do you have any final words to say to everyone before we say goodbye?
I don't. I had a blast. Thank you for having me on, Jimmy. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty darn nervous, but you made it pretty darn easy. So
Thank you
I
very much.
appreciate that. Happy Halloween, everyone. Much love to you all.
Happy Halloween, everyone, and I'll catch you next time for some more. Now, that's what I call podcasting.